Welcome back to day 17 of Java in 30 days by Quipoin. In the last session, we learned about the static keyword, static blocks, and how static members differ from the instance member. Today, we are going to learn about something really interesting, that is inner classes and anonymous classes in Java. Now, what are inner classes? An inner class is simply a class written inside another class. We use it when a class is useful only for one specific class. So, it makes sense to keep them together. Think of it like a helper hidden inside the main class. Now, let's see the code for inner class. Before moving with the code, let's understand the advantages and disadvantages of inner and anonymous class. Inner classes make code more organized and give better access to the outer class members, which improves encapsulation. Anonymous classes are even shorter. They reduce boilerplate when we need a one time use class, especially with interfaces. However, the downside is that inner and anonymous classes can make code harder to read if overused. Anonymous classes, in particular, can become messy when the logic is too long, since everything is written in line. So, the key takeaway is use them wisely. They are great for cleaner and faster code, but not for very large or complex logic. Now, let's move to the code one by one. Let's first create our outer class. So let's write class, then outer, and then curly brace. Then we will write private string message, and then we will write our message in quotes, hello from outer class, and then we will put exclamation mark class and end this with semicolon. Now we will go to our inner class. So we will write class, then inner, and then curly braces. Then we will write void show message, and then we will write our parenthesis with curly braces, and we will print this by writing system dot out dot print ln, and inside that in quotes we will write inner says, and then we will add a plus sign and then our message. Extra E is there. Let's remove this. And now our sentence is complete. Now let's go to our main method, and here we will first create our outer object. So we will write outer, then the outer is equal to new outer and parenthesis with semicolon. Now we will write our inner object using outer. We will create our inner object using outer. For that, we will write outer, then dot inner, and then inner, and equal to outer dot new inner, then parenthesis, semicolon, and now we will write a show message. For that, we will write inner dot show message. and parenthesis and then semicolon. Now our code looks complete. So let's save our file, right click, run as Java application, proceed, and you can see the output. Inner says hello from outer class. Now what we did here, we have an outer class with a message. Inside it, we created an inner class called inner. That inner class can directly access the private variable message of the outer class. In the main, we first created the outer object, then use it to create the inner object, and finally we call show message, which prints the message. So the inner class help us group logic together and can access outer class members easily. Now let's go with the anonymous class. Now, what are anonymous class? An anonymous class is a class without a name created on the fly. We often use it when we need to create a one-time use class. For example, when implementing an interface or overriding a method quickly. Now let's see a code to understand it better. Now we will first create an interface. So we will write interface. Let's take the name as greeting and then curly braces. Now we will write void. Let's take say hello and then close this with parenthesis and semicolon. Now we will go to our public main class and we will write the interface anonymous class interface implementation. So we will write greeting. Let's take the name as G is equal to new greeting and then parenthesis curly braces, and now we will write public void and we will write say hello with curly braces. Now we will print by writing system dot out dot print ln inside parenthesis in quotes we will write hello from anonymous class, and then we will end this with the semicolon. Now we will write at the end G dot say hello and parenthesis and semicolon. Now our code looks complete. So first let's save this and now right click, run as Java application, proceed, and there is an error. Let's see the error. Here we need to put the semicolon that we missed. So again let's save the file, right click, run as Java application and proceed, and you can see hello from anonymous class. Now what we did here, we created an interface greeting with one method say hello. Then in the main, instead of writing a separate class to implement it, we directly wrote an anonymous class, a class without a name. Now it overrides the say hello method and prints a message. This is a quick and clean way to use a class only once. Now, anonymous classes are the shortcuts. that save the time and code when we don't need to reuse the class. Now, today we learn what are inner classes and how they work. What are anonymous classes and how to use them. Remember, inner classes are useful when you want one class tightly bound to another, and anonymous classes are for quick one time use without creating a separate file. In the next session on day 18, we will dive into one of the most important topics in Java, that is exceptional handling, and we will try learn to cover try, catch, finally, throw, and throws. This will help us handle errors gracefully in our program. So, stay tuned